once again, our referee in charge of the action, Roberto Ramirez Sr.
Ok, muchachos, ya yo le di las instrucciones, peleen bien, mantenga la guardia arriba. ¿Saben? Todo mal. Vamos.
We're ready for our main event. Puerto Rico, Juan Manuel Lopez, no longer faced with distractions outside of the ring, but can he figure out a way at home once again to beat the only man to break his will? Orlando Salido took that championship last April, and he has no problems coming back into PR to defend it in front of his wife, Myra, pregnant with their third child. This could be a special one, folks. Round number one.
If you had to give one bullet headline about this fight, in my opinion, is it all boils down to whether the overhand right of Orlando Salido is going to continue to land and whether Lopez can stop it. If he can't stop it, he will not win.
And according to Lopez, he wants to box a little bit more, take his time, and use his skills.
And that's his, to his advantage, because he has ability to do that. And there's no real reason why he shouldn't, especially if it's going to spell victory tonight for him.
But according to Salido, regardless of what Lopez's early plans are, he knows that he's going to resort back to his old habits.
Well, the reason Orlando Salido believes that is because he always has in every single fight. And the question is, can he, as he said, be intelligent enough to box? And will Salido give him a chance to fight at that pace? We'll see. Early on here, Salido, of course, pushing forward.
First round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship. The champion, Orlando Salido, in the silver and blue, the challenger, and former champion Juan Manuel Lopez in the purple and silver.
There's Salido throwing that right hand again. In each of their last fights, Wang Hai knocked down Orlando Salido twice. The first was a left hook so unbelievable, I can't believe Salido got up from it. And for Lopez in his last fight, he beat Mike Oliver, but was outlanded 39-27 in just the 2 rounds he fought against Oliver in terms of power punches. And so, you know, his defense didn't improve in the last fight either.
Lopez very light on his feet here in this first round, very relaxed, keeping his guard up high.
Salido just got in a nice short left hook. And the one thing I noticed when watching tapes of Lopez, when the opponent gets close, he stands straight up. This is an Achilles heel for him, because every time an opponent comes close to you, you're supposed to get in a shell. He stands straight up with his chin high, and it's very dangerous. It makes him accessible to those big right hands.
20 seconds remaining in the first. Salido has been the aggressor. He's the bull in the first round. Lopez the matador. Nice right hook and pivot by Juan Manuel Lopez.
We talk about the right of Salido, but there was a very good left hook. Look, he wanted to unload with the right. Instead, he landed a really good left hook, and Lopez wobbled just a moment or two. Let's take a look at the keys to victory for Salido. He certainly wants to keep as frenetic a pace as he can in this fight and pressure him. And as he comes forward, he's got to move his head well. He did that in the first round. The overhand right is the ticket in this fight. That was his big weapon in the last fight. For Juan Manuel Lopez, if he is to box, the jab is essential to Lopez. In his last 10 fights, he's only landed 4 jabs per round. Got to do better than that tonight. He's got to avoid the overhand right. That's his Achilles heel. And his power's in his right hook, but I think the left is the punch that Lopez can land against Salido.
Juan Manuel Lopez's family here, his children, along with his ex-wife. Barbara, his ex-wife, showing support for the former champion and father of her children.
He said, you know, one of the things, she was always cooking for him during the preparations of fights, and that didn't happen obviously for the last one, but it's good on many levels to see that the family is reconciled in that way. Here comes Salido, bombing with those right hands again.
And I know that first round was a fill-out round, but I noticed, it seemed to me that Lopez seemed to be a little gun-shy.
Yep, I agree.
It seemed like he's not throwing those punches with authority. It's like he's going through the motion.
And now Salido trying to jump on Lopez. Right hand by Salido backs up Juanma.
Not only did it back him up, it buckled him. Yep. That punch got through, and it hurt Lopez.
Juan Manuel Lopez is trying to do something very difficult tonight. Change his fighting identity at the most important moment of his career. And it's hard.
Salido feeling that he will resort back to his boxing identity. A left hook by Salido. Lopez in the corner now. Salido closing in. Lopez a little wobbly in the ring, trying to stay on his toes. Now Lopez with a nice combination, and the fans get behind him.
Juan Manuel Lopez is pushing his punches. He is not throwing them with authority. There was another nice little left uppercut by Salido. Salido has had steady pressure in this fight. It hasn't been a frenetic pace, but it's been a lot of pressure from Salido. Nice counterpunching, though, by Lopez.
I think what'll help Lopez right now is if he can dig some of those good body shots downstairs as this man is coming close to him. But again, he stands straight up.
Oh, a nice left hook by Orlando Salido. Backs Lopez up again. Lopez, you just don't see the confidence. You don't see the fire and intensity in his work. Here in the second round, you see a timidness almost. Right hand Salido gets through. Lopez will have to come out of his shell, and maybe that was it.
Orlando Salido, as we mentioned, has had steady pressure. But one of the most important things, we talked about moving his head. He has fought a very good fight defensively. Made Lopez miss punches and then come to both the body and the head. So this will start with defense, and then we will see the Salido offense. He's working the body, and there's the clubbing right hand that we saw so many times in their last fight. Toward the end of the round, Lopez was more active, throwing punches, did land the one good straight left, but for the most part was not that sharp in that round and was outlanded in power punches 18-8 by Salido.
Nothing happened. Don't get desperate and keep your hands up. Make sure you're covering yourself.
The third round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido is the champion from Mexico, taking on the challenger, Juan Manuel Lopez. From here in Puerto Rico, the former champion. And in the first two rounds, Salido has been the aggressor. We haven't seen Juanma the way we are accustomed to seeing him fight. But you get a feeling it's about to come out. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Very big moment there, though. Lopez landed a counter right hook. They told Salido, don't be desperate, don't be wild in there in your pressure. He was a little wild, and he took a big right hook from Lopez, and that's the power punch for Lopez.
Let's take a look at the power punches from the last round. Salido 18 of 40, 45%. Lopez 8 of 41, 20%. Nice straight right hand sends Lopez back to the ropes.
And even though Salido hasn't really landed that big knockout punch, it's these punches that are getting through, and it doesn't seem like Lopez is taking them very well. I mean, he's being hurt by these shots.
Where's the Juan Manuel Lopez we're accustomed to seeing? The one that has no problems taking risks, but throwing punches.
Well, he's trying to fight a more tactical fight. And there he took another right hand from Salido. He's actually trying to do what he's supposed to do, but he's just not that man. This is not the kind of fight he can fight. He's going to have to get in the trenches at some point, probably. Another right hand by Salido.
I mean, I was coming in this fight, I felt that if Lopez can avoid getting hit by these big shots, he might have a chance to win this fight, but he's not avoiding those big shots.
Now, mind you, and he was frozen there by those shots by Salido. And Salido's actually fighting very intelligently now. He's not as wild as he was in his attacking. He doesn't need to be. Switching to lefty, which is interesting. And there's
left hook right hand by Salido, followed by a straight right hand. Uppercut gets through. Juanma may be hurt. Juanma not answering back. Salido trying to bring Juanma out of his shell. Fight me like you know how to. I dare you. I'm in your house. I took the championship from you here. 18 seconds ago in the third. When will we see Juan Manuel Lopez? This isn't the man we're accustomed to seeing.
We're looking at him now, Gus, but he's not the same fighter. I mean, with these wars he's been in, he's not taking these punches good, but he's going to fight because he's a champion that he is. He's going to fight.
That's it. You have to hit him first. You have to hit him first. That's it. With nice and forced. That's how you have to counter.
Early on in the round, he would get a warning, would Orlando Salido, for this punch. That was kind of on the belt line. The next one hit the belt line, and he got a warning from Robert Ramirez Sr. for hitting low, although I don't know if those were low blows. But here is a punch that we're not accustomed to seeing, a left uppercut from the outside by Salido, as he was a lefty. So he's showing, on top of everything else, as if Juan Manuel Lopez doesn't have enough trouble, Salido is showing him new wrinkles in this fight. He's actually showing him some new looks that he didn't see in the first fight, which is remarkable.
We begin the fourth round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido, the champion, in silver and blue. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger, in purple. And this fight dominated so far by the aggressive Orlando Salido. Lopez trying to figure this tough warrior out as Salido is almost begging him to engage.
Orlando Salido is fighting a spectacular fight. Not only is he doing the things we expected him to do, but we mentioned before he switched to lefty. He's using his left hand much more than he did in the first fight, and honestly has actually fought better in this fight than he did in the first fight.
Yes, he did, because he's avoiding those big shots by those shots by Lopez. And in the fighter meeting, here was a guy that you can tell was not satisfied. He was hungry. He lost his title before in his first defense, and he knows what it feels like to lose a championship. He's fighting to hold on to everything he has right now tonight.
As we take a look at power punches in the last round, Salido 29 of 63, 46%. Lopez only 6 of 22. And right now, Orlando Salido looks like the bully.
And we have to remind you that one right hook from Lopez, if he gets leverage on it, could change this fight. But he just doesn't look like that punch is getting there. Lopez is still a big puncher. Oh, an elbow from Lopez, a little desperation. The big headline of this fight is how well Salido has used his left hand. It's added another dimension that Lopez is giving Lopez huge trouble.
Where is Juanma? We're waiting to see him. He's in there somewhere. Nice. Left hook by Juan Manuel Lopez.
And that's
followed by a right hook by Juan, followed by a straight left hand. He's finding a little rhythm, and he's gaining his confidence against the only man that's ever beaten him. He's got the crowd behind him. Lopez, stiff jab. 34 seconds to go. Lopez, he's got a bounce in his step now here in the fourth. It's been his best round.
He's still been outlanded so far in this round, but he has come back and made a round of it.
He's got to find that one punch that's going to turn it around.
Yep.
And we know Salido is a hard man. I mean, he can take a punch.
Swelling under the left eye of Salido, so he's been with a couple right hands there. Not for the faint of heart inside that ring. Here is a punch that was low from Orlando Salido, even though he didn't get caution for it. And he wasn't the only one that bent the rules in the last round. Here is Lopez getting him here with an elbow. Whacked him on the side of the ear with that. And so it's getting rough in there.
Where is this young man? 28 years old. Antonio, when you've lost, what goes through your mind when you face the same man that handed you the first loss of your entire career?
Yeah, you know, he has a lot of doubts going through his head right now. But, you know, he has a big heart. He has all his loved ones, his fans here. And he has all the motivation to turn this fight around. But, again, he has to find it within himself. It's scary to go back in there with a guy that knocked you out.
Now, I think in that last round, he landed his most significant punches, and I thought there were some power punches that got the attention of Orlando Salido. So we'll see if that can continue, even though I still think Salido probably won that round.
This fight scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBO Featherweight Championship. Orlando Salido, the champion in silver, taking on Juan Manuel Lopez, the man he took the title from in purple. He took it from him in Puerto Rico, and he's here to defend it once again.
One positive thing we can say for Lopez, he landed only 19% of his punches in the last fight. He's landing 39% in this fight. He's still down to Salido, but he is landing at a better rate.
And he's still coming forward with that chin high. That's dangerous for any fighter because, man, Salido throws these looping overhand shots that you don't see. And you run right into it when you have your chin high, like Lopez.
Salido coming straight ahead. Lopez not using any angles to turn him and throw shots. It's there. Also, Salido bending over. The uppercut. A possibility as well for Juan Manuel Lopez if he can find himself in this fight. Nice looping right hand by Orlando Salido.
Lopez is, the best I can say, and I think, I don't want this to sound inappropriate, Juan Manuel Lopez is doing the best impression he can of a boxer puncher, and he's having some success at it, just not enough. And remember, he's not been that before.
And you know, I don't think he's tricking. He's not showing any traps. He's not setting any traps for Salido. He needs to be setting traps where this guy walks right into it so he can land those leverage, have leverage on his punches.
Yeah, I agree. And he's done it on occasion, but not nearly enough. Oh, big right again by Salido. And the body work of Salido, very impressive.
Ooh, he barely missed with a left hook.
Wow. Don't you feel like there's something big coming?
Yes, you do. Oh, there it is, a left hook by Salido. Lopez smiles. That means he's hurt. Salido moving in for the the kill 18 seconds ago, and he slips.
That was a knockdown.
That may be called a knockdown. That was from a punch.
And he's hurt.
That was from a punch. Yes, a right hook.
Wow. Here comes Juanma. Is Salido hurt? And that's the end of the round. That's the end of the round. Yeah, Juanma now starting to get his machismo back. It's been gone. And that gets this crowd on their feet.
Salido apparently walked into a right hook. He had Lopez in all kinds of trouble, was winning the round dramatically. Walked into a perfect right hook. Much like the punch, except it was a left that Weng Hei landed against Salido. To get up from that is staggering.
And you know what? He almost didn't get up from it. And you know what? Juanma did not throw that punch hard. It was just a punch that he delivered. Yes. And he caught him with that punch he did not see. That was the trap that I was speaking of earlier. All the time, you don't have to put all your power on a punch. Just deliver it.
Sonny listed. Muhammad Ali, Lewis and Maine.
6 inches.
6 inches.
Felix Trinidad likes it, that's for sure. And it shows you the toughness of Salido. Now we got to fight.
6 rounds scheduled for 12. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in purple. Orlando Salido, the champion, knocked down at the end of the 5th round.
Now, mind you, I made that a 10-9 round only for Lopez because he was completely dominated the rest of the round. Now, the judges may not. Well, another low blow by Salido. He's flirting with danger.
The right hook at the end of the 5th, so quick by Juan Manuel Lopez.
And you know what? That's always been one of his best punches, that little sneaky right hook as you're coming in. You don't see that punch. It comes from the blind side.
Oh, big right hand by Salido. Backs up Lopez. He takes it.
Wow. This is turning into some fight, gentlemen.
That might have been the worst thing Lopez could have did.
2 minutes to go in the 6th.
You know, Lopez took that right hand better that time than he had earlier.
All right, let's check in with Chuck Giampa for the Showtime unofficial scorecard. Chuck.
Yes, in the last round, Salido was winning the round. When he got dropped, it was considered a knockdown. I gave that round 10-9 for Lopez, but I still have Salido winning 9-46.
1:16 to go in the 6th, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Things starting to heat up now. In Puerto Rico, Orlando Salido, the champion in silver and blue. Juan Manuel Lopez, the former champion and challenger in purple. We've had one knockdown in this fight. Salido going down at the end of the 5th.
Right now you see Juanma, he's boxing really well. He's haven't been hit with anything big thus far since early in this round.
Salido is taking a lot of, wow, there's the right
hook.
He's standing straight up again, against the
ropes, takes another right hand, a looping right hook, a left hook, and Manuel Lopez fights off the ropes. Salido jumping on him, straight right hand.
That would have knocked out any normal man.
Yes.
You have to take and take your head off to Lopez. He's a gritty fighter.
Oh gosh, and then some.
He's taking some shots. Salido, now Lopez delivers a straight left. And that's the end of the 6th. Wow.
Listen to me. We're in the trenches now. You got to battle back now.
Orlando Salido, coming back from a knockdown in the previous round, just dominated this round against Juan Manuel Lopez. Bullied him, landed body punches, and then mixing up the hooks and the right hands, more so even than in the first fight. And then there was more pressure, landing hooks, overhand rights. There's the hook again from Salido. It's not his signature punch, but man, it's a powerful punch, and the right hand gets in as well. He just controlled Lopez and has landed 132 power punches to only 65 for Lopez, so he is just controlling.
Some swelling under the left eye of Orlando Salido as we head into the 7th round, scheduled for 12. 126-pound fighters in the ring for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the world. Orlando Salido, the champion in silver and blue, knocked down in the 5th round by the challenger and former champion Juan Manuel Lopez, who had his title taken in his home country by this man. But he did score the big knockdown at the end of the 5th. Salido, though, it seemed like it's fired him up.
Again, and I think this is a real telltale. He cannot continue to stand straight up. He has to get that chin low, especially when Salido is close to him. It's causing him to take so much unnecessary punishment.
Left hook by Salido. Lopez has spent a lot of time on the ropes in this fight.
Defensive liabilities have been the one issue for Juan Manuel Lopez in his career. He finished, the only fight he's finished in 12 rounds, he's gone 12. He finished out on his feet practically against Rogers Matago and won a decision. He's been down several times in his career. Defense is his Achilles heel, and mostly the overhand right, but tonight the left hook has been there as well. He continues to fight back, and as Antonio pointed out, let no one ever question the grit or heart or determination of Juan Manuel Lopez, or Salido for that matter, who got up from a monstrous short right hook.
Orlando Salido, so rugged, tough Mexican fighter. Great head movement, left hook, right hand, left hook, step. Backs up Lopez, he's wobbly now.
Lopez is never out of the fight, but man, is he taking a lot of punishment.
Well said, Antonio. That's exactly true. Because you could always have another one of those right hooks land.
Doesn't look like his feet is up under him solid right now.
Left hook. Another left hook by Salido. Right hand by Salido. Orlando Salido, heat from the very beginning on Lopez. 30 seconds to go. Juanma fighting for his life right now. Oh, great action here, folks, at the end of the 7th. And a worried Tito Trinidad.
Salido has gone to the body very effectively, and it's helped set up other punches. Sometimes he falls in and he gets countered, but not in this instance. The right hand to the body helps set up that left hook. Well, there's a right actually to the head, and then here comes the body punch. And then switching to left-handed, momentarily lands the left hand. A lot of nuances to what Orlando Salido is doing, really. And there again, the looping left hook that lands. He's falling in sometimes, but Lopez not hitting with the counter.
It's hard to see those punches because he's ducking. They've watched a lot of film on Lopez, and they know that this guy stands straight up when you're close to him. And those overhand rights he just can't defend against.
Round 8 scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Orlando Salido, last 3 rounds really coming on. against Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in the purple.
Salido is 31, has been fighting since he was 15 years of age. But does he look like a fighter who is shop worn? Not even in the least. He said to us, all of us at the fighter meeting, I feel like a young 31. I feel like this is the beginning of something big for me.
No tire, no tire, no tire, break.
And he's fighting that way.
Cuidado con la cabeza.
There's been one knockdown in this fight. At the end of the 5th round, Lopez with a sneaky right hook right on the chin of Salido, and the champion went down. As we take a look at the total power punching numbers, Salido 164 of 391, 42%.
And those show stats numbers there, as you see them continuing to update, and you see the huge margin for Orlando Salido in this fight. They are throwing almost the same amount of punches, about 20 more for Salido, but he is landing at a better rate, Salido. Now he's backed up for the first time, Salido, in a while, but he is counter-punching off the ropes. Wow, this is some fight, it really is. Even though Salido is probably winning most of the rounds, we think. Oh, hitting on the break by Lopez.
Lopez making the decision now to get in close.
And Salido said,
this is more than Lopez we're accustomed to see.
He might have Salido on his heels a little, even though Salido's counter-punching off those ropes. Wow.
What a war.
Again, Lopez is standing straight up, and he's susceptible for those big overhand rights from Salido.
Look at the combination punching by Orlando Salido, now backing up. 4-punch combination.
These are two men in there, guys. I mean, this is spectacular. Even though Salido's winning this fight, Lopez is acquitting himself with dignity, valor, and toughness.
Remember, Lopez has 28 knockouts to his credit, 31-1. Juanma moving forward. Juanma.
He took that shot like a man. Wow.
That was a beautiful counter left hook that Antonio's referred to by Salido. Salido has thrown 90 punches in this round and landed 35.
And the one difference in this round is Lopez has been the aggressor.
Yes.
This entire round, he's backed Salido up.
Even though he's losing the round, he's still been the aggressor.
Will the 31 years of age make a difference for Orlando Salido as this fight goes on?
In this action here, both men on the inside, and Lopez kind of pushing down. Now when the referee comes in, Lopez perhaps guilty of some hitting on the break, although that was marginal. I said it when it was live, but now looking at it on replay, I'm going to be a little less critical of Lopez. And Orlando Salido, this combination punching, getting through the guard for the most part of Lopez, and Lopez landed a good counter punch of his own. And there's the right hook of Lopez. Lopez was able to have his moments in that last round. He was outlanded by about 16 punches, but he did land some things. And you know what? The right hook is starting to emerge a little for Lopez in this fight.
And that's the punch he has always thrown crisp and always thrown short. That punch can be a surprise punch in this fight. And
that's the one punch that could hurt Salido, and of course it did knock him down earlier in this match.
9th round, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight title. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in purple. Orlando Salido, the Mexican champion, in silver and blue.
Excuse me, Salido's been 12 rounds, and he has won 3 and won 1, lost 3, and has a no decision in 12 rounds. The no decision was a fight in which he beat Robert Guerrero but tested positive for a banned substance, so they changed it to a no decision. Lopez had been 12 rounds once, but it was a very tough affair in which he barely ended up on his feet in winning a decision against Mataga.
Now Lopez going to the body. Lopez with some clean shots. Lopez. Nuts and guts, folks.
I'll tell you what, Salido said that when it came down to it, he'll find Lopez in the center of the ring, going toe-to-toe, and he got what he asked for.
Oh, this is staggering.
Beautiful.
boxing, folks. This is what we love. Swelling under both eyes of Orlando Salido. Oh,
I don't think that's going to slow him down at all.
No. Juanma, dig it. Left hook, right hook. Up top with the right hand.
Those body shots may be getting to Salido.
Salido, mouth open. Listen to this crowd. Salido punching off the ropes. Uppercut gets through. Juanma leaning forward, takes another uppercut, a left hand this time. 48 seconds ago in the 9th round. One of the great rounds we've seen this year. Can you say Corrales Castillo? Wow.
Talking about laying it all out on the line, giving it all, everything you have for the victory. It's incredible.
What a round! Wow. Nothing like it in a long time. In a round in which Orlando Salido outlanded him, Lopez 37-22, but it felt closer than that, didn't it? Both men wailing away. Lopez pushed Salido back for much of the round, but both men landed monster shots. Left hooks by Salido, right hand, and of course, Lopez landing some excellent right hooks as well. They just both went at it over the whole 3-round period. And the lead right hands by Salido were pretty spectacular.
Al, if there ever was a 10-10 round, that was one.
You could make a strong case for it. Myra, Salido.
And look at Salido's eyes. Swelling under both. He's blinking. Breathing. At the beginning of the 10th round, out of his mouth.
Now, Salido has landed almost 100 punches more than Lopez. Oh, Lopez hurt.
He's out.
Oh, and he goes down. Salido with the uppercut. Juanma staggering.
That's it.
It's over again.
That's it. That's a good stoppage. Good stoppage. Young man took a lot of punishment tonight, Al.
Wow. Orlando Salido does it again in Puerto Rico. One of the important subplots of all this was that the two swelled up eyes of Salido were making things problematic for him, but then he got Lopez in big trouble, knocked him down. He would struggle to his feet, and you see how he wobbled. Now the referee did the right thing there, not stopping it at that moment, but let's take a look again at the knockdown. there would be a huge right hand. That's the one that just got him in big trouble, and then the left, and there would be another right uppercut. Those were tremendous punches, and followed by a left. Now, it's important to note that the referee, Robert Ramirez Sr., took a moment to take a look at Lopez, and I still didn't stop it, but all of a sudden he sees Lopez wobbling and he looks at him and says, no, I've got to stop this fight.
That's a great stoppage.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you have to save a guy from himself.
Yes.
We knew Lopez was going to get up. We knew he wanted to fight and continue on, but it was just too far gone. I mean, he would have to have a miracle punch to stop Salido, and it seems as if Salido was getting stronger. He fought a gallant fight. You can't take anything away from Lopez,